to start with asking a question. Who here has ever, while they were in school, gotten in trouble? Raise your hand. Don't be shy, you got company. Now look around, take all those hands out there, combine them. Multiply that number by 10. You're about halfway towards how many times yours truly got in trouble in elementary school. Yeah, I was a talker. And I talked so much, and I got kicked out so much that they named the desk in the hallway after me. I was loud. But being loud wasn't always a bad thing. Because as I grew older and entered high school, what previously distracted the class, my voice, ended up becoming something that could gain the attention of a class. That whole idea of voice is what got me involved with mock trial, student government, and it gave me something I could use to inspire others. That's the power of voice. It makes an impact. And yet, right now in our world, while the voice of youth should only be getting stronger with each day, I've noticed that it's getting softer, getting drowned out by waves of uniformity that have been washing over all of us. Because in my generation, the strength of one's ideas, one's voice, is no longer determined by eloquence or power of thought, but by the amount of likes you get, or how many favorites your tweet has. My generation equates social media with voice. And we are addicted. We are mentally enslaved to the devices that keep our wrists bound with USB cords and keep our eyes glued to the screen. We are addicted to social media. Is this over-reliance on Facebook, Twitter, social media harmful? You can use the Rotary 4-way test to tackle that. First question, is it the truth? Absolutely. Simply put, people are obsessed with the idea of social media. A study from the University of Chicago found that 99% of college students used Facebook. 99%, for an average of 100 minutes per day. That's 100 minutes that could have been spent studying, 100 minutes that could have been spent learning an instrument, 100 minutes that could have been spent actually interacting with people. That is 100 minutes that we can't afford to lose. That study was from 2008, and in 2015, social media does not leave us. We are a society that has equated likes with our currency. We gain our validation not through comparing ourselves to other human beings, but through comparing ourselves to online snapshots. Is that fair? No. I've talked about voice briefly, and in a world where millions of voices ring simultaneously on the internet, clamoring for dominance, if your opinion is not mainstream, it dies. If you don't have as many likes as the next guy, you feel secluded. Likes dictate our thoughts. They dictate mob mentality. They dictate fairness on an inherent level. So does this build goodwill and better friendships? Well, it depends. Are your friendships represented accurately by that number on your Facebook profile? Is that the number of actual friends you have? Because at least for my generation, no, it's not. Social media has distorted our sense of reality, our sense of what a relation is, of what a friend is. I remember it like it was yesterday, 8th grade, so a few years back. I was messaging one of my friends on Facebook, one of those numbers. She was my crush at the time, actually. And I guess you could say things got pretty serious because we ended up sending hearts to each other. Oh yeah, that's a big deal right there. And I thought things were going great. The next day after we both exchanged our hearts, when we passed each other in the hallway, that's what we did. We passed each other. We didn't talk. We didn't even say hi, because we are becoming a society that cannot confront one another without the use of a keyboard. We go on dates and we look at our phone, not our partner. Just last week, I was at my brother's basketball game, and about 90% of the parents were staring down at their laps, tapping away at a screen, not staring at their kids on the court. And that is a problem. So is this fair to all concerned? My school would say no. Recently, we had an app called Yik Yak rise to popularity. What Yik Yak does, it allows one to post anonymously and have it be visible by all in a school. This resulted in a string of crazy cyberbullying attacks. My principal told me that we have had several members of our school seek psychological help due to the effects of Yik Yak on them. A survey by CBS shows that just shy of half of kids have been cyberbullied. That is half the young adults you know who have felt abused and personally victimized by friends. That's the world we live in right now. And do those people who feel personally victimized, do they put their phone down? Do they log out of Facebook? Do they delete their Twitter? Absolutely not. Because every time you get a like on your status, every time you get a hit on your video or a share on your tweet, that pleasure center of your brain reignites once again, and you crave that feeling again. You crave that pleasure. You crave that social recognition, and most of all, you crave the pain that is inevitably going to follow. We are addicted, and we can't allow ourselves to be. We as a society cannot allow ourselves to fall under the hypnosis of social media, to over-rely on it like so many have. Because if we do, we lose the passion and power of individuality, of humanity, replaced by a facade of uniformity. So maybe, just maybe, it's time to tweet less, talk more, and see each other as human beings, not as alike. Maybe. And yet, they call these networks social. Thank you.